The superpower that every citizen has is the ability to control where they spend their time, money, and attention. By focusing these on supporting local businesses, you are having a profound impact on your friends, your family, and your local community. So if you want to change the world, you can start with buying local. Welcome back, everyone, to Buying Local Saratoga. I'm your host, Mike Nelson. I am excited about today's episode, joined here by a good friend of mine and someone that he is on a committee with.
Correct.
Is that how we say that? Yeah. So, but the important guest, really, let's talk about the important guest, which is Teddy Foster from Universal Preservation Hall, UPH. Hi, Teddy.
Hi, Mike.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Very excited to talk about what you have going on. And by Chris Ryan, I almost said cool. Chris Ryan from Six Marketing, but also Chris is on the committee with UPH. That's correct, right, Chris?
It is, yes. Hello. Thanks for having me as well. We're excited.
Yes. Good to have you back, actually. This is
your
second appearance here on Buying Local Saratoga. Previously, you were with Leah Perillo coming over here to talk about some marketing stuff, growth. Company stuff.
Frequent shopper, yes.
Frequent shopper. So UPH has their annual event coming up, so we really want to talk about that. So Teddy, maybe give us, now you're their director, executive director?
I'm their director.
Director. So give us kind of a quick rundown about what UPH does.
So UPH, or Universal Preservation Hall, is a former Methodist church that was built in 1871. And it stayed a church for many years until about the year 2000, when the building had fallen into such disrepair that it was condemned by the city and the congregation was evicted. At that time, it wasn't a Methodist church anymore. It was a Baptist church, and they were evicted from it. So that was in about the year 2000, and a group of people, I wasn't involved at that time, they got together and they knew the historic significance of the building and also the important architectural piece of it for Saratoga. And they raised $3 million privately to stabilize and salvage the building, because otherwise it was going to be knocked down. The wrecking ball was on the way. It would have been a parking lot. So everything started up with UPH in about 2003. I came on the scene in 2006, and the place was a bomb site. I mean, we could only use it seasonally. There was no heat. There was no air conditioning. There was no elevator. There was no nothing. Only heat on one of the floors. But we kind of cobbed it together when we ran it, seasonally, and trying to raise money all the time. And then in 2009, the recession hit. Board kind of broke up a little bit because people were leaving the board to go, pay attention to their own businesses. I worked for a GE company and was laid off in the recession. So the board members that stayed kindly made me the board president when I missed a meeting. So there was
That's what you got.
That's what I got. I've never missed a meeting since. But anyway, I took it forward and formed an affiliation with Proctor's a few years later to become a partner with them, because they were branding themselves regionally, which they have done now. They're called the Proctor's Collaborative. And together, we kicked off a capital campaign to restore the building to its original grandeur and to turn it into a world-class performing arts venue. We started that campaign in 2016, I think. We started construction in 2018 after having raised $14 million. And then very proud and excited that we opened on February 29th of 2020, only to be shut down 10 days later.
Yeah.
So, that was a bit of an obstacle to overcome, but we're past it. So it is a downtown year-round venue for the performing arts and community events. We also do rentals for weddings and galas, and, we talk to everybody. We have beautiful spaces that can be used in the building.
So that's what I was going to ask. So that's what your purpose or your mission is, really to be a venue.
Yeah, we want to be an economic driver for downtown Saratoga all year round, and I feel that we're accomplishing that.
Okay.
The Great Hall upstairs, it's on the second floor, is our main performance space. It seats 700 The sound is beautiful in there. We have shows every weekend, a couple of shows every weekend. We're getting there, and our audience is growing.
And so tell us about some of the shows that you've done so far.
In 2020, we opened with Rosanne Cash. She was our opening night. And then a couple days later, we had Louie Anderson. We had Chris Bodie, the jazz trumpeter. Since we've been open, we've had wonderful, wonderful shows. We had Bobby Collins, a comedian. We had Suzanne Vega the other night, Josh Ritter, Maria Bamford. We do comedians. We do music. Albany Symphony has played there. Schenectady Symphony has played there. We have a show coming up this weekend. Isaac Mizrahi, who is the fashion designer for Target, has a cabaret act, and he's doing that at UPH on Friday night. And on Saturday, we have a reggae show. It's Mystic Bowie's Talking Dreads. Going to be a great show, selling well. So lots of diverse programming for people of all different likes and dislikes.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you've got something for everybody over there.
It's very fun. Yeah.
And I was trying to think. So we were talking before. I had gone to the fundraising event back in 2000. What did we decide? That was 2019?
2019, Shaken and Stirred Celebrity Bartender Competition at Saratoga National.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that was part of the capital campaign that you were doing to raise money for the renovations? Or
we included that in the capital campaign, but before that, our main mission was just to get the building restored. We would say all the funds raised go to restoration of the building. The funds that we raise this year will be used towards family and children's programming to develop more of that at UPH. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. I can't imagine what raising $14 million. That doesn't sound easy.
It wasn't easy. But everybody always laughed because I would bring people into the building for tours.
Yeah.
And the building is spectacular, even when it wasn't finished. And the joke always was, don't let her get you in the balcony, because if she gets you in the balcony, you're not getting away. And we raised a lot of money that way. It was wonderful.
Get people in the balcony?
Getting them in the balcony and painting the picture of what it was going to be.
What it was going to be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate that people believed what I was saying and knew that I'm a person of my word. And if I said this is what we were going to do, that's what we did. So very happy to have that support.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So the Shaken and Stirred event, that now you have it coming up again, right? So the one that I went to in 2019, that was so much fun.
So this is our 8th annual coming up, and we had to take a break because of COVID. So we're really excited for this event. So just because you brought up COVID, but I hate talking about the pandemic at this point because we've all talked about it so much, but you're open your doors and then you're shut down. Like, what did you do for that? How long were you shut down? We were shut down for over 2 years.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Well, what we did was we pivoted, and the building is extremely versatile. So we turned it into an exhibit hall for 2 summers. And the first summer, we were able to bring in a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame pinball machine exhibit that was really great. The pinball machines were all owned by famous guitarists or famous performers. So we would allow 20 people in the building at a time. They had to wear gloves. They had to wear masks. They could come in and they could actually play these pinball machines for an hour and a half. And then we'd usher them out. We'd clean like maniacs for the next half hour and then let the next group in. And, we did that for the summer of 2020. And it was great because in those couple of months, we had 3,000 people come through our building, which never would have been there before. Yeah. And it was interesting because a lot of people still came to Lake George for vacation, and they didn't. They love the arcades up there, and the arcades were shut down, so they came down and played pinball. So it was we didn't realize that was like a surprise, right?
Yeah.
And then the second year, we got a really wonderful dinosaur exhibit in there, and they were dinosaur sculptures. There were 13 of them made out of recycled metal that you could move. So that was a big deal, and we've had over 5,000 people come through that summer. So that's what we did, and it just kept people coming in. It kept us busy. It kept us relevant. And then starting into 2000, we did that in 21, and then the fall of 21, we went full music. and other, kind of performing arts things. So
Yeah.
it's been really great coming back.
And that was when you were able to open back up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did the mask thing, the temperature thing, the COVID, the vaccination thing. We did all that. And people as a whole were lovely about wearing the masks because they were just so grateful to be seeing live music.
Yeah, to be out in public, right?
And the great thing about the hall is the HVAC system is so advanced because we were just finished. I mean, we run a 40% fresh air mix at all times, and all the air in the building recycles every 30 minutes. So it was a really safe place for them to be. And the musicians' unions loved it too because it was a safe place for the performers to be.
So yeah, that was going to be one of my questions is, so after a $14 million renovation, you probably have heat and air conditioning
We
on
have
all the
it all.
floors now.
Yeah.
Very comfy in there, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
SkyZone Trampoline Park, Queensbury. SkyZone can set you up with a great birthday party for your kids and less hassle for all of you parents. They also offer general admission tickets and memberships with exclusive discounts and access to member-only events.
So we do some children's programming already. We have a music camp in the summer. We call it Rock Camp. And it's a 2-week camp where middle school and high school kids can come to learn how to play in a band and how to get along with other bandmates and how to interact and how to set the stage and all that. It's a really wonderful thing, and that's in July. We have that coming up this year. So we're hoping that through the money that we raise with Shaken and Stirred, we can expand that next year to maybe have a rock camp and maybe a different kind of camp, a jazz camp or something like that.
Yeah.
And we do have children's and family programming throughout the year. Next Wednesday, we have 2 shows on Wednesday, a school day show where schools bus their students in. And then at night, we have a family performance of Eric Carle. He's a great author of children's books, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and it's going to be great. So
I'm very familiar with that book.
Yeah, so those are the kind of things, that we want to develop more of for our families.
Is she going to read the book?
Puppet show.
A puppet show?
Full puppet show of the book.
Very nice.
Want tickets?
I don't know, maybe. I think my 3-year-old hasn't gotten into The Hungry Caterpillar yet. My older kids definitely remember The Hungry Caterpillar, though. We read it quite often. Yeah. It was actually my daughter Avery. She's 12 now. It was one of her favorites when she was a little younger. How about you, Chris? Have you read The Hungry Caterpillar?
I have not yet.
You're going to.
It's on the way. So
yes, it's soon. And Chris, from your standpoint, so you're on a committee with Teddy for this. Is that for the fundraising for Shaken and Stirred, or?
Yeah, for Shaken and Stirred.
Tell us a little bit about what you do over there to help Teddy and the team.
Not nearly as much as Teddy does, let's be honest. But so Teddy invited me for
long time ago,
2018, 2017. So. So it was part of a few events, and then COVID happened, and then it feels like we've been planning for this event for 3 years plus. Yeah. We kept meeting and having, discussions on, especially 2020, will we open back up? The same conversations that everyone else was having. Obviously, we didn't, so we're really excited about this year. But yeah, Shaken and Stirred, we have a great committee, board, whatever you want to call it, of people all meeting. We're meeting on a weekly basis. We're captaining teams around the area to help them, to support them. So it's really just a crazy event. If you haven't seen or if you've never heard of Shaken and Stirred, really just go online.
I'd find that hard to believe, actually, if you're in the local area, that you haven't heard about it.
Some people haven't, which is surprising.
That is surprising.
Yeah, I don't know if we've been a sellout crowd, but Prime is ours. It's standing room only. And it's an outside event, so
yeah. And so you're going to do that at Saratoga National again?
We do. We're doing it out on the veranda in the patio. That's where we have it every year.
Okay.
And they have the capacity to hold a lot of people. We normally have a huge crowd for this event. There's also tons of parking, so it works.
Oh yeah.
The really good thing about Shaken and Stirred is there's no ticket. There's no cover charge to get in. It's all about tipping for your favorite teams.
Yeah.
And we have business teams that have signed up, and they compete against each other in shifts to see who can raise the most tips for UPH.
Yeah.
And then they get an award and their picture taken and all kinds of stuff at the end.
Yeah.
So can I say who our teams are?
Yeah, please do.
So we have Bonaccio, Finger Paint, Stewart's, Mohawk Auto Group, Sotheby's, Old Tavern Farm, Micropolitan Matchmakers, and decrescente.
Okay.
So they will compete against each other in half-hour shifts. It is so much fun. It is so much fun. And in the past, we've taken a lot of cash. It's been a cash event. This year, we don't think it's going to be that big of a cash event, so we have QR codes for every team.
Okay.
So it's easy to tip. It's very easy to tip. We also will have great raffle prizes. We have great raffle packages that will also have a QR code that you can do. We will also take cash. And we have a photo booth and a DJ so you can dance. This is wonderful, wonderful fun time.
Yeah. Like I said, I know we had a great time when we were there a few years back. So that was, I'm sure it's going to be even more fun this time. And the QR code's a nice touch. I'm so proud of the QR code.
Yeah, Chris has been
made
really
such a comeback.
instrumental with us in helping us get on board with that. He
Yeah.
also has been a big part of our committee because we don't just get these businesses to come on with us. We give them a toolkit of everything that they need to do. And Chris created that. It's wonderful.
Very nice, Chris.
Thanks.
You and your team over at 6?
Yeah, we helped out in any way we can. Obviously, we're the marketing people, so we assisted the Proctor's Collaborative team, which are phenomenal, incredibly smart. Allie has been pioneering that on that team, and she's great. But Shake and Insert itself, I think it might be worth talking about what actually happens. So
Yeah.
Teddy mentioned that the teams, and they come and they bartend against one another, but it's much more than that. They dress up, they have themes, and they have entry songs. It's very much like the WWE meets like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's this crazy fun event. We had a team one year, UPH. We filled the last, and our team, we did a circus theme, and we had a lady come in on stilts.
But she's coming back. We got her on stilts.
Yeah. I mean, the
She's a
level.
juggler.
And
does
she's on
everything.
stilts and she's juggling?
She does
That's
everything.
amazing.
Yeah. We didn't win that year, but we tried. Anyway, we looked great.
How did you not win with a woman on stilts juggling?
I don't think we could win, but yeah. So maybe we would have
Well, I
won.
guess
Yeah,
that would
Teddy.
it was okay.
So.
That'd be cheating, I
But
guess.
everybody does different themes, and it's really, really fun. So the teams will really, really compete. Stewart's I'm the coach of Stewart's, so if you want to donate to a team, that's a great team to donate.
Are you the movers and shakers?
We are the movers and shakers, and Stewart's will bring their mascot,
Very nice.
which is the cow, and they will bring that in, and it is just a huge, really, really fun. But it's pretty manic. The teams, there's 2 bars open. They have to compete against each other.
Side by side.
Side by side. So you're trying to hustle and work the crowd and really just get as many tips as humanly possible. And it's such a great event. It delivers it raises a ton of money, helps a ton of kids, obviously, with the most recent program. But this year, 3 years in planning, and yes, we have QR codes.
QR codes.
And we have Chris Honorato, the morning anchor on WNYT, is going to be our host for the night. So we're
Very
excited
nice.
about that. It's first time. So hopefully it won't be his last time.
Yeah.
He might be so horrified.
I'm sure they're gonna love the fun.
Yeah, I think he'll love it. And the National loves having us. They're wonderful to us when we come out. There'll be some food, we have Uber Lyft tickets that have been donated by Harding and Mazzotti.
Nice.
Yeah, so people can get a safe ride home, which we think is really important.
That's very fitting.
Yeah.
Way to go, Harding and Mazzotti.
Cerrone Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Queensbury, New York, has been offering services including installation and repair to our community for over 25 years. Their professionally trained plumbers and HVAC technicians are capable of completing any job from start to finish with a promise to deliver unmatched customer service in the process.
I'm just curious about so the QR code to help understand, to explain that a little bit to our listeners. So the QR code, they scan it, that's going to open up a donation form?
So realistically, how most teams, so we have a competition. Teams will try to raise as much money. But most of the money they raise is before the event itself. So obviously you can only collect so much tip money during the actual event. But yeah, we have a QR code that's assigned to Stewart's, Bonaccio, Fingerpaint, all of them. So if you scan that code, it goes right to our app. You can donate through Venmo or PayPal. Everything is all done right for you. But
Nice.
QR codes are great. It also has a texting, so you can text, Stewart's to this number, etc. And I think that's even easier than the QR code. So we give people every option to be able to donate as easy as possible because it is hectic. And when you're there, you can bring cash and you can pay at the bar, etc. But these guys are, they're hustling in a half an hour to deliver hundreds of drinks.
Yeah.
So it's really, it started already. So if you haven't seen any of the correspondence online, QR codes are up, text messages are up. Pick a team, Stewart's. and donate to whoever you'd like. But yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I mean, I might be partial to Stewart's. I only stop at like 7 different Stewart's every day as I'm driving around and getting food and coffee.
We also have a specialty drink. It's called the Steeple-tini.
The Steeple-tini.
The Steeple-tini, because we have a beautiful big steeple at UPH, and that's been what we've called it since the beginning.
Okay.
So it's, we love it when people buy our Steeple-tinis.
The Steeple-tinis, and I'm assuming it's a vodka drink?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Like a martini, but
taller. We have to do a Steeple-tini tasting soon, so we'll let you know.
Oh, yes, please do. Yes.
That is the favorite event of the committee. So we have to try the product to make sure it works.
The taste testing, yes. Yeah.
The quality control.
But it's people should come out. It's just so much fun. Hopefully the weather gods will be with us. And we've had it in the rain. Doesn't matter. People still come. We have a ball. So
it's the 18th?
It's May 18th. It's 1 month from today.
Oh, wow. That's 1 month away. All right. Yeah. So plenty of time to get yourself ready.
Get your tipping done in advance.
Get your tipping done in advance. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And I'm sure people are taking to social media as well as far as doing some of these promos and some of these fundraising efforts.
Absolutely. The teams, Chris, you want to talk about the teams and what they do on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. So the team, they're very competitive. So let's just put that out there.
A lot of trash talking.
Yeah. DiCrescenti, Bonaccio, they're always going head to head. But teams will make their own videos and they'll come up with their own themes. So they do some pretty crazy things. But they're really just, they're such great supporters and generating just really epic content. So everybody's cross-sharing and, it's really, again, I said not many, maybe you haven't heard of it, but if you're on social media, you likely heard of this event. And it's just the creativity that comes out for what these teams do. And they always try to one-up each other, which is amazing. So we're super excited to see. We've seen, little tidbits of what's coming out for 2023. But, yeah, keep an eye on the old hashtag.
Yeah, now that it's a month away, things will start to get really heated up on social media. Okay. And it's hilarious.
What is the hashtag?
We have several hashtags. Oh. So the easiest thing to do is just to go to the UPH's, like their Facebook page, their Instagram. You'll see all the hashtags. So we have UPH Shaking, UPH Shaking and Stirred, Shaking and Stirred 2023. Easiest thing is just go right to our profile. Okay. So if you find the profile, you will see everything. But realistically, if you live in Saratoga, you're part of this community, somebody's sharing this somewhere.
Right. It's got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to make sure we pick up some of it as well, and we'll get some of the posts out.
Thank you.
To go along with the podcast. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
For sure. And how about for your stuff, Chris? Where do they find Six Marketing on the old social media?
Yeah.
On the internet.
Well, and this isn't self-promotion at all. So we're just one of the companies helping. There's how many people on the board, Teddy? 30?
There's 18 on our board.
I was kidding, 30. It felt like 30, but
well, you're in marketing now.
18 people doing the work of almost double.
Yeah.
So no, you can find us online, Six.marketing, but more importantly, go to UPH, find these teams. And the teams, again, they're recruiting for themselves. So if you go on Stewart's, you go on Bonaccio, Sotheby's, see what they're doing. Because even if you look years past, they'll share the old videos of what they've done.
Oh, okay.
So back when Boomerangs were a thing, that was a big, big hype back in 2019, 2018.
Boomerangs are no longer a thing?
I mean, they kind of are, but not really. It depends.
So what was the Boomerang video?
There were several Boomerangs.
So funny.
Who did the construction one, Teddy?
Oh, Bonaccio did, yeah.
So
yeah, it was very funny.
So I'm gonna have to go and look it up.
You should look it up. Yeah, Lifestyles. They did a great video walkthrough. I mean, it's everybody gets into it with these hype videos, and then obviously they come out to their walkout song. Like I said, it is like
the walkout song.
Yeah,
it's a free event. Everyone shows up. May 18th starts at 5:30, goes to 9 o'clock.
First team goes at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So come in, have some drinks. It's a safe event. It's fun and it's beautiful. It's at National. Yeah. It's, I think, knock on wood. Knock, knock, knock. We have always had pretty good weather.
I'd say don't jinx the weather, Chris.
I just said it. So.
Yeah, and we have a newcomer team this year, Micropolitan Matchmakers from Albany, and they're in it to win it. They've asked another group called the Wingmen of Albany to join them, so they're going to be a team, and they're going to have an area where they'll have a singles mingle during the event. So that's another reason to come out.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
you might meet the love of your life.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you're single and in Saratoga, this sounds like the event to go to. And when you were listing them off before, those I'd heard of everybody, but the micro, what is it again?
Micropolitan Matchmakers.
Micropolitan. Okay.
Is Becky
Micropolitan,
Daniels and
Steeple-tini.
yeah, Becky Daniels and Gabby Fisher started this matchmaking business in Albany. So they're doing a team.
Very cool. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
And can you give us any spoilers on what some of these? What'd you call them? The songs where you come out to the entry songs? No,
No.
you can't give it away.
No.
Got to go to the event.
It's you got to come for the procession.
And the Steeple-tinis.
Right.
Obviously, I'm hitting my microphone now, Teddy, so it's not just you.
So it's catchy.
It is. Talking with your hands
It's going around.
is catchy. All right, so let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. So May 18th, 5:30 to 9, Shaken and Stirred Celebrity Bartending Event at Saratoga National, which is, as you guessed, folks, right outside of Saratoga Springs, the city. What else? Anything
No
else?
cover charge.
No cover charge.
No cover
Thank you.
charge.
Yep.
No ticket. Just come on in.
Just show up and have a great time and find those QR codes and
tip.
vote for your best
Tip.
for your best team, which apparently is going. What's the stewards one again?
The shakers and movers.
Movers
and shakers.
Movers and shakers. All right, that's amazing.
We're embracing the cow theme. So.
As you should. Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's
I
great.
sit here and talk to you all day.
I know it's fun. What a way to make a living, right? So much fun. Chris, as always, thank you. Good to see you.
Nice to see you as
And
well.
Teddy,
Thank
thanks
you.
again.
Thanks so much for having me.
And check out UPH on social media, guys. And your website?
UniversalPreservationHall.org. Check out our upcoming events. We have great shows coming.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think the show? You probably can't say this. Can't have a favorite, but do you have a favorite, like one you're really looking forward to that's coming up?
I just had. Every show is my favorite.
I know, like
I have to just say,
it's like asking who your favorite kid
I'm
is,
bad.
right?
Every show is my favorite, so I'm not the one to ask. The sound is amazing in the room, and they're all good. And there's not a bad seat in the house.
All right, perfect. But definitely look out for the balcony. Is that still a...
The balcony's beautiful seating.
Okay, all right. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for
That's
listening,
fine.
everybody. You can find us, obviously, at SaratogaBusinessReport.com, Saratoga Today newspaper.com. And we are everywhere you get podcasts. Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, I think Rumble, somewhere else, I'm sure. So thanks for listening, everybody.
The superpower that every citizen has is the ability to control where they spend their time, money, and attention. By focusing these on supporting local businesses, you are having a profound impact on your friends, your family, and your local community. So if you want to change the world, you can start with buying local.